troublemaker. You ain't nothing but a troublemaker, girl.
This is Andrew Breitbart of Breitbart.com and Big Government. Troublemaker, just like my longtime friend, Dr. Gina, Tea Party Patriot. You're listening to The Dr. Gina Show.
Oh, troublemaker, yeah, that's your middle name. Oh, I know you know it, but you're stuck in my brain. Troublemaker.
Well, our go-to guy for what Hollywood is up to, Newsmax Hollywood reporter and legal analyst James Herson is in the house. Welcome to the Dr. Gina Show, James Herson.
Hello there, Dr. Gina. How are you? Boy, it was great to hear Andy Breitbart's voice on the segment coming in. That's so sweet.
Isn't that nice to get to hear his voice on that promo? I appreciate you appreciating that. A lot still going on in Hollywood, and of course, Andrew always did have a lot to say about what was going on in Hollywood, and you still have a lot to say about it. Kanye West and Beyonce, talk to us about where their priorities are.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people, are probably sick of hearing Kanye and Beyonce. But Kanye being oversaturated, has a new album out, is constantly being photographed with his baby mama, Kim Kardashian, and he appears on the reality shows. But one of the things that really bothers me is Kanye has been marketing his new album, which has song titles like New Slaves, using civil rights. And here he goes, along with Beyonce, and performs in Kazakhstan for a relative of the dictator. And I think it's proper to call this guy a dictator of Kazakhstan. His official title is President for Life. I think we call that a dictator. And this guy jails, if journalists write things he doesn't like, he puts them in jail. He tortures his opposition. He's from the same mold as Fidel Castro, who just a couple of months ago was able to use, Kanye, Beyonce and Jay-Z, who went vacationing in Cuba, so the Castro brothers could use them as useful idiots and have, these photo ops of Beyonce and Jay-Z partying and enjoying this delightful Potemkin village that was set up in Havana. So it's a combination of hypocrisy and this celebrity power that celebrities possess, using it irresponsibly. In this case, of course, we have a report that indicates that Kanye West, for a very short performance with his dictator's grandson, was paid $3 million. And that's a lot of money, I understand. But Sting turned down a similar gig just a couple of years ago because of the human rights violations that take place here. And both Kanye and Beyonce ought to give back their money and apologize. This is shameful that they would go, and it's not that different. Syria's in the news right now.
Right.
As if they played a concert in Syria for a relative of, Bashar Assad. This guy, his name is Nazir Bayev, and it's, his country. A lot of people don't realize Kazakhstan, Borat made fun of it, but it's a very strategic country. It borders China, it borders Russia, it has a tremendous amount of energy resources. It is the largest producer of uranium in the world, and this Nazir Bayev, who's been accused of corruption, has been able to become a billionaire, as many dictators do, by cozying up with the energy companies in Kazakhstan. And so it's just another example of celebrity hypocrisy.
Well, it really is, because as we're watching all of this unfold in Syria, and of course we all remember, really basically any time any other president ever said they were going to war, Hollywood would come out in droves and say what a hawk they were and how they were all about really killing children and whatever. Where are they right now? I'm not hearing a peep out of Hollywood.
Gina, a great point. I mean, I work with people in Hollywood, and a lot of them are big-name people, and they've been whispering things to me over the last few weeks. They're stunned They're absolutely in stunned disbelief that their hero, this president, two issues that have them stunned. One is the NSA surveillance,
Yeah.
which we recently heard, Oliver Stone refer to the president of the United States as a reptile that crawls on the ground, called him a snake, twice, in front of shocked reporters in Tokyo. And a lot of people have spoken out. John Cusack, Matt Damon, even Michael Moore on the NSA surveillance. But you're right, the silence is deafening when it comes to this push for war, and the anti-war left is muted. They're out there, but there's no comparison to the way they were out there with George W. Bush. It could be that Hollywood is waiting to see what's going to happen with this congressional authorization, if there's really shots fired. I think some on the left are going to be forced to come out. The problem is when they do, even like the New York Times, after the NSA surveillance revelations were published, said that the Obama administration has lost all credibility. That was the New York Times, and Michael Moore tweeted his agreement with that statement, but nobody covered it. It wasn't anywhere. And for me, Michael Moore, I mean, he loves to get press, but if he criticizes Obama, he can't get any. And Oliver Stone's statement was covered a bit, but I think, where's Cindy Sheehan? Where's Roseanne Barr? Where's the far left on this war push? Especially when, these were the same people that said, we can't go out there on our own. We must get cooperation from the international community. We must get our allies. We must form a coalition. And they used Bush Sr. as a model. Well, now Bush Jr. looks like a model. Yeah. Because he got congressional authorization, and he had a pretty large coalition of people when he attacked. It looks like, France is backing away. I mean, what do we have? Sweden? The Swedish army.
Well, we've got John McCain, so
that's true.
It's got John McCain in there to screw things up. So
I've never seen such strange political divisions as we have now. It definitely shed partisan labels. When I mentioned the NSA surveillance, when this Republican congressman from Michigan, Justin Amash, came up with an amendment to try to curtail the NSA surveillance, both sides got it was a tremendously close vote with Democrats and Republicans on both sides. I mean, Michelle Bachmann was arguing against the amendment. It was really strange, and I think that's what's happening again with this Syria war push. We're seeing conservatives divided. Freedom Works, the conservative organization, is taking a stand against it already. And so, but I think it has to do with the track record of the Obama administration and the use of government agencies, the politicization of the Justice Department, and a lack of trust here. And I think that's part of the reaction to the war push, because what is
so short on time. I just wonder, and maybe we can have you back on again soon, because I do have a couple more things I really want to talk to you about. This 22,000 jobs lost in Hollywood. I want to see what you think the reason for that is. But I want folks to know, in the meantime, they can find you, of course, at the Jim Jams on Twitter or on your website, jamesherson.com. James Herson, thank you so much for being with us, and thanks for all you do.
Well, thank you for all you do, Dr. Gina. I appreciate it. It was an honor to be with you.
All right. Absolutely. Likewise. And coming up next, we have Angry White Dude from angrywhitedude.com. We know he's white. That makes his parents racist. We're going to find out why he's angry. Stay tuned for more on the Dr. Gina Show right after this.